Oh, hey man. This is some Blood Force fan art. This is ShockBlock versus a bunch of mountain ninjas. I don't know much of a title for it. Ninja Lanch, something like that. Yeah, I took some. I think I have them right here. Super rough, loose. Let's see. I have them somewhere. There they go. Let's see. I just. Oh no. What? What the? Wait a minute. Huh. Where did that go? That's really weird. I don't know where my pencils went to. They should be right here on my printer. Interesting. Well, anyway, I have no idea where my pencils went. I thought it was in my scanner, and what I pulled out of my scanner wasn't the pencils, but I didn't scan what was in there. Ah, here it is. Okay, sorry about that. This was the pencils. Like that. Like super rough. And then I just scanned them in and turned them blue in the Photoshops. Printed them out. Well, thanks. And I don't know, I might try red next time, but the blue seems to be working all right. Yeah, it's ninjas, right? That's always fun. Everybody likes drawing ninjas. I do need to go switch back to the blue pencil to fill in actually more ninjas, because it can't be really be a ninja lanch with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ninjas. No, no, no. That's a small team of ninjas. We need a ninja lanch. So this guy is going to be something like that. Get a sword. We just have a ninja hand arm here. Something like that. Really? I have to admit I don't draw ninjas very often either, but I was inspired by Mitch. When I was, he mentioned how the next, I think the next issue after next, anyway, of Blood Force is going to be ShockBlock. It's going to be his issue. Well, instead of like Popo running off fighting Clerg, it'll be ShockBlock in the mountains, like going to his Tech Ninja dojo or something and having to fight, classic Wolverine style fight swarms of ninjas in the snow. And so I was like, man, I really want to see that. And it kind of stuck in my head. And the idea, and I was like, I really want to draw that. Because, again, in the vein of ninjas fighting Wolverine or Conan fighting warriors or something like that. So, and I was excited when he did his Mignola homage with ShockBlock versus ninjas, because it's kind of, I think, a primer, him gearing up to get ready to do that issue. So I'm very excited about that. Want to see some more ShockBlock. I think he's a cool character. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, now I need to add swords. There needs to be swords everywhere. That'd be like a big sword here from the foreground. I don't know, but swords. The 4? I don't even remember the 4. But I'm always down for bootleg Youngblood, especially if it winds up being more entertaining or better looking than OG Youngblood. Oh yeah, we need Naganatas behind this guy. We need a big old Naganata thing. We need more Naganatas. It's got to be like whatever these things are called. We need like shit's got to be everywhere. Freaking ninja stars, just like I described it yesterday as a critter ball of ninjas, but ninja lanch is more appropriate. The 4. Well, you know what? Take that and make it more awesome than anything that came after it dealing with the actual Youngblood, and I support this. Yeah, Naganatas. Arrows, shurikens, just shurikens everywhere. Shurikens sticking out of ShockBlock. I'll have to add all those little details. That'll be the fun stuff later. Alright. Let's get back to the pen. I must need to wash this glove. Are you going to be sharing this bootleg anywhere where we can see it? On your channel or on your Insta? Is it for the world or guilty personal pleasure? What we got there? Man, I need to actually search a reference for a Naginata. Just thinking about it. What? Alright. Naginata. What does that look like? Basically a giant sword on a stick with a guard. Okay. Let me break out these other pins. These, luckily not overpriced. Stetler pins, or however you say it. Not my favorite, but they will work for this stuff. Oh, I drew through the ninja head. That's alright, I'll fix it later. I guess that'll work for now. Yeah, this guy over here. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of funny little Easter eggs or whatever in here. There's gonna be objects that probably aren't even ninja weapons getting thrown. I have to come up with something though. But I thought that would be kind of funny to do. Drive it. Let's need to fix this. And we need some more. I need to figure out what kind of ninja action. If this is where everything gets really small, or got one more guy kind of in this group, probably one more something, and then ninjas fading off into the background like it's, again, an avalanche of ninjas. Maybe blue pencil time again. Let's see. This was going to be a guy with a bow, but... So what kind of weapons? We got stabs, we got spears, we got... We can get another cool ninja pose in here. It might be time for a new blue lid. That gives us a chance to put more arms with swords up in here. What weapon can this guy have? Just need to Google ninja weapons. Maybe it'll show me something besides what Ninja Turtles use. Let's see. Ninja weapons. Ninja weapons. Here we go. Yeah, I know about those. Yeah, claws. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a really cool one. We'll go with that. Yeah. So, Saboteur, what's going on in the world where you're at? Are you drawing? Or are you creating right now? What's the... Share all your secrets with Endraven. What's going on? You mind me asking, what part of the world are you in? I don't know if I asked you before. I myself am in northern-ish New Mexico. Well, actually, pretty northern New Mexico, as most New Mexicans would call it. But... Yeah, that works. Indiana, cool. All right. I've driven through Indiana one time. That's my only Indiana experience. On a way to attend a friend's wedding, and well, he was living in Illinois at the time, but the wedding was in Wisconsin. I remember there was a very busy interstate with lots of semi trucks, and it was like a train of semi trucks. I know there's a lot of highways like that now, but at the time that was kind of not as prevalent and everywhere as it is today. So it was the first time I had encountered that much semi traffic right to the middle of the state on my way to Chicago. It, it's not. My book takes place in New Mexico. Oh, that's great. You ever been to New Mexico? Have you ever spent any time here? Indiana sucks, man. I don't. I lived in Ohio for a little while, so I can only judge Ohio through my personal lens. And there's a lot of things I didn't like about it or were kind of odd to me. But I'm from the South originally, so I'm not. I don't have that Midwestern blood in me at all. None of my family is in the Midwest, so it was a bit of a culture shock. And it wasn't even the weather or anything. I liked, the snow and everything was cool, the winters and all that. But man, it was different. Never been there? Well, it's a pretty cool place to visit. I'd say it's a pretty cool place to live if you can get your headspace right and slow down and chill out and realize everything's like it's kind of like stuck in time in a lot of good ways, some bad ways, but in a lot of good ways. It's just slower here. It's not crowded at all. There's like 2 million people in the whole state, 2.2 million, something like that. Um, so it's not crowded. Everything moves slow, which is good and bad. It's got a lot of services and stuff are tough because there's just not that many people here. So the talent pool is not, not a lot to choose from, but that can also be an advantage if you're trying to start a business or do something. Or, it's really easy to find work here because the work culture here is pretty lackadaisical. And the weather is the best thing. Oh, God, it's fantastic. That's my favorite thing about living in northern New Mexico. I wouldn't live in southern New Mexico like Albuquerque and Las Cruces and all that down there on I-10 and everything. No. But up here in northern New Mexico, it's like probably the best weather I've ever encountered as far as where I lived. Just enough cold, has real seasons, just enough snow, not too much. Uh, well, that's cool, man. Nothing wrong with being around family, doing the thing, you know. My mom was a military brat, so we got military on her side of the family. So I lived near. I grew up younger age and some later life right next to a military base in Louisiana. So I know what the being near post, living in a small town that's attached to post, what that's like. And these pins are slick. They punish you for going slow. Good cartooning pens or sketching pens, but not great for Detailed rendering. Oh, that's great. Well, no, New Mexico is a fantastic horror location. Like, really great. So you did well. You have any questions, cultural or any, any like ideas to help season it up to make it more, quote unquote New Mexican? I'm here in the Zia state. I can give you some more ideas to give you that New Mexican flavor if you're looking for that for your world building or authenticity. It's not necessary, but most people just think of Breaking Bad. They hear New Mexico. If I've been published, I have no. I've self-published a little like home printed, home published comic 2 years ago. Little quick, sort of like just to kind of get me into the spirit of things and make sure I had the right materials when I do decide to do something more serious. But I did a little uh, young adult or young adult, all ages comic, a little cartoon one about my based with like my dog and his adventures fighting a. Well, I guess technically it was like a ninja, but it was just a squirrel. And I made 20, 30 I think 30 copies, and they all sold. I put them in the local racks at the local comic shops in Santa Fe, New Mexico, in Albuquerque, and they all sold. So that was fun. It's encouraging. I'm going to oh, what happened there? It was weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do issue 2 of that. I got a horror anthology comic I'm gonna start working on with a friend. He's done a bunch of writing, like a game artist because of my speed. See, I, I never considered myself fast. I always thought I was really slow, but I guess maybe not. Um, yeah, when I sketch or if I'm just cranking something out and I'm not too worried about shapes, I'm just like drawing to draw. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty fast. But not as fast as some of these like manga artists or gaming artists. My goodness, with their digital tablets, they move at lightning pace, and I'm not there yet. Need another weapon of some kind. Hmm. Maybe some more claws, just a clawed hand. That'd probably do it. Something, you need something here. I'll fill this in with some stuff, but this, something here, because it's kind of like that. Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a bow. Like this guy was originally going to be a guy with a bow, but you're right. A bow sticking through there wouldn't be bad. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't have to do the whole guy, but I can definitely do the arm and the bow. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's got to be the ninja bow, like horseback samurai style bow, right? Okay, let's see. Where could that go? That. Actually, I need to Google a reference for that so I can see how it's shape of it when it's. I know what they look like, but when they're drawn, what shape they are. No, that's crap. I need to. Okay, yeah, there's more, way more on top than the bottom. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's see if I can pencil that in. Let's see. It needs to be pointed at him, so it's got to be going in like this direction. Kind of makes a tangent with the sword. Let's see. Be for this guy. I don't mind sticking out here in the middle of everything. It's just got to be kind of pointed at ShockBlock. Oh yeah, the caltrops. I don't know what they're called in Japanese, but the caltrops. Yeah, there's going to be all of that. There's going to be like smoke bombs, and it's going to be like that'll be the fun part at the end, just adding in all of these silly little like projectile weapons. But yeah, I like the bow. I just got to put it somewhere where you can tell what it is. You know what? I could totally get some Bob Ross action here and make this big guy. Man, that'd be like it'd be pretty serious. It'd be awesome. I think it would take over too much of the image. I don't want the image to be just all this guy. I want the eye to go like this. So I'm gonna stick the bow back here. What does that look like? It's an idea. Yep. See, I was thinking about like it'd be cool to make all these guys in black, but this is a like washed out white, snowy, mountainous, like think Himalayans, think, Lord of the Rings or Batman Begins, like in the snowy mountains like setup. So it's gonna be all white. And the ninjas, I think, they're gonna be detailed, but they're gonna be snow ninjas, right? They're gonna be white. So it's like like it kind of is gonna look like just an avalanche of snow or ninjas, and there's gonna be snow mixed in and snow going everywhere. And ShockBlock is gonna have like all of the values, so your eyes drawn to him. He'll be the darkest thing in the page, and then all this will be negative space with just a little bit of hint of mountains and icicles and whatnot and snow flying everywhere, but all white. So if it was colored, it would almost look like this. It'd be like white with a little bit of blue. Of course, he would have color, but everything else would look like that. I think. Anyway, it's really tempting to like black all these ninjas out, but then it wouldn't really fit. They're snow ninjas. We've played all these ninja video games from the 80s and 90s. All the ninjas in different color suits. Well, they would definitely be wearing white. They're all going to be in white. Look at this. Or there. Let's see. We have to start inking in weapons, I think. The bow could go in front of this guy and it wouldn't look too bad. Not behind this, but... And that would... Since we were here, that would be like... And that would be another way to sneak in a ninja hand. Yeah, exactly. Like Shinobi. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Less Ninja Gaiden, more Shinobi. So their bow is actually kind of... Of course, that would be a nice single straight line back here somewhere. Definitely. I like the bow idea. That worked out. Oh. Of course, we'll throw more spears and weapons in when the fun time gets here. But right now, I got to bow this guy in here. Let's see. How does this guy have his hand? Okay. Ah, the page moved. What am I doing? I need a ruler for this. It's an arrow. There we go. That's better. Oh, now we definitely need the ruler for this. Yeah, I'll fix that. Not really white out, but a white pen. Similar. I need some to mark on. Okay. I know it's cheating to use white ink, but it's okay. still didn't exactly get it pointed at Shock. That's alright. But I do need to get his hand worked out here. So let's see, we'll start with this one. I know what I want this one to be doing. Something like that. Yeah. Fun part, figuring where the electricity goes. Always fun to put the power sparkles. And then we're gonna have a little bit coming off there. Uh-oh, Bob Ross noises. Have to really do some reference checking on how to make that look really awesome, but that's okay. At least I know what the shape is supposed to be. Alright. So we're not going to do the Manriki Gusari chain. Might do that up here on this arm. Makes more sense up there, actually. No, I don't like where that hand is. I'm not going to erase, but I'm just going to draw through it, I think. Yeah, his hand needs to be like here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's a little more epic. Alright, we'll go with that. I do need to pencil in his... Get the hand worked out here. So let's say we're gonna... This blue lead is delicate. So we're gonna... like that. Okay, that's better. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It'll be fun to add all the detail into this later. Now to figure out what his other hand, his arm, is going to be doing here. Because he's not really punching a guy. He could be holding onto a ninja's chain and just having it disappear off into the... Maybe that would be cool. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, so the chain would be kind of like wrap there, other one that way, one like that, one like that, around the hand. So then that would be this, probably like this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Time to draw a chain. Woohoo! I'll make this first one simple so we kind of get into the rhythm of it here. Okay. No. Yeah, chains are tough. You just have to kind of like not get in a hurry. If you really want to like do them flat, they're not so bad. But if you want to twist one, then it takes some planning. And really, I should be like penciling this really nice. But you know what? We're just going to go for it. Now you get better, right? Art is what's happening while you're busy making plans. uh, Alright, that's working. We'll keep doing that. Not the most dynamic chains, but that's alright. At least I'm not just doing little cheating and doing little squibbles, little circles. So around the hand, I gotta make it look really cool, though. Okay. Now I can get back to the hand. Yeah, sure. So the ruler tells me that chain needs to go. There. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that works. Why not? What's one of so what is it? What's a good list of things that are kind of tough to draw? So chains is definitely one of them, right? Chains. Uh, if you're not doing like a real impressionistic thing with white ink, like rain. What are some other really tough ass like? And you always wind up kind of drawing them, but tricky thing. You know, not anatomy obviously, but like what other type of what they call them materials, like textures, are tough, like a chain, and you kind of dread them. But it's cool when it's done. But man, makes the brain hurt for some reason. Okay, so this is where his cloak. I gotta learn how to make tattered like material look cooler, like McFarlane did. Like, anyways, this shit always looked awesome. Is it? I guess I'm too busy trying to make it look realistic. I don't know. My brain wants it to make sense. That isn't always what looks coolest. Yeah, there we go. Because apparently he's going to have like a classic tattered cape cloak situation going on while he's fighting ninjas in the mountains. Yeah, like you have to sort of draw them like rope and then whip them like they have weight. And then you have to like, as you go, like turn the chain links if you don't want it to look flat. Like that's why I didn't do much here. It's all pretty flat. Like they're not twisting or turning. But if you're doing like a spawn piece where the chains are all over the place and coming at you and stuff, it like it's actually a big part of the image, getting the chains right. But so we're gonna have some chains, not too many chains. Like this guy's way in the background. I kind of cheated on his chain a little bit, but he's way in the background. He's gonna be like this guy. These two guys are gonna be very detailed. And there's gonna be a little guy probably back here, a couple little guys. They'll be even less detailed. Maybe they'll have some chains. Okay. We're working our way down to the first parts of the snow here. I thought about ShockBlock using his electrical powers, looking cool here, but maybe not. Maybe just leave that sort of a little crackly, but him shocking down this chain and having a little bit of electric. Oh yeah, that's what I'll do. You won't really see who's getting shocked, but you'll know somebody's getting shocked. He'll be shocking down the chain. Yeah, that's the ticket. That I can, at the end, really have fun with my white marker, my white paint, and make it all and spritzes. We're gonna be white spritzing all over this piece. Okay. I'm not gonna do pouches, but I know he has straps. always gives sort of a chain-like effect is like folds in pants. If you're not making them like skin tight, if you're actually trying to have some kind of like flowing material of any kind here, that can be tricky. I don't think there's gonna be too much. I can go ahead and finish this because shouldn't be too much in the way here. Not to make his leg look flat. Might have to fix that, we'll see. ShockBlock does not skip leg day, so his leg's gotta look badass too. I'm gonna leave these kind of open because I think there's gonna be like snow starting to get all over everything down here. Yeah. So it's kind of like yeah, maybe I'll have to fix that too. This is definitely where there's going to be snow. So here we go. I live in northern New Mexico. I should know how to draw snow. I know there's more work on the ninjas, but I'll come back to them later. Sometimes you gotta give yourself a break. Do what your brain thinks is going to be more fun. Try not to make it look too liquidy. Snow is actually kind of like, you know, it's ice. It's powdery, can be, like, have texture. Not make it look too heavy. It's all chunky on his boot, coming off of his boot. One of the best versions I've seen of like something in a person like thrown into like chunky, icy, frozen water and coming up out of it with that sort of like almost slushy, wet look was in an issue of the first OG run of the Ninja Turtles when Leonardo is fending off all of the Foot Clan, or trying to, and he gets tossed over into a big giant mud puddle, like half frozen mud puddle, and he comes out in the way Eastman and Laird drew that image. It looked cold. I don't remember why I always got the impression as a young person reading that it just looked like slushy and cold. Funny how certain panels stick with you. Trying to get this idea like he's sliding. He's about to just go off the edge of this cliff. So even the snow has to have some movement. This ninja is going to be stepping in snow. A little snow around his foot. I'm not going to jump around too much here. I got to stick with this. Where his momentum is like kind of piling up the snow in little rings because that's pushing it. It's about to go over the edge. I'll have a little bit of as it goes this way, but most of the action's going this way. We got to show a little bit of movement. Yeah. Time to do some artist table stretching. And we're back. Okay. Brush happy. There we go. A little bit of wet splatter, not too much. We don't want it to look like liquid, but we need some movement. I do not like the way the pants look around that knee. I'm going to fix that. This is where it would be nice to be able to erase the pencil marks and kind of clarify what I'm looking at, but you can't do that with printed blue inks or pencils. That's okay. We'll just add more black. That'll fix it. Yeah, of course. I mean, like I know I've been said a million times, but when in doubt, black it out. But it really does, and it's like this is kind of a lot of times I use lots of black, which is kind of a crutch. So in this one I can't. I have to be very selective because it's all white. So I'll have to be really good with where I put my weight, where I put my blacks, because it'll draw the eye and thin. It's at the same time it adds weight, but also thins out with light wise what you're looking at. So all these guys will have all the light. So I gotta be careful. I'm not trying to overthink it too much, but let's get some good stuff going here. What do we got? Mm, Here we go. Yeah, better. Yeah, that'll work. So his boot. We gotta get some boot through all this snow. Can't just fake it. So that's here. We're gonna have more snow. Snow. There'll be snow coming off this guy's foot. Should probably reference some icicles, but you know I'm not going to. Yeah, it looks like a snowy, icy cliff edge. Precarious cliff edge. We should have just... Yeah, I'll erase that. We just stop it there. Yeah. We don't need all that other stuff under there. Now I can have some white ink right where my hand likes to go. Yeah. 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 I have to start figuring if I'm gonna like have random ninja bits in here or if it's gonna be snow. Hmm. His legs here. That leg would be here. That would technically be like a snowy ninja foot right there. Okay. Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, just trying to get it all locked in, and so then I can actually like do the fun part. Because my brain's like, man, start doing the fun part. It's like, no, you got to get everything locked in first. Then you can start adding weight and shadow and do all the fun little noodling and detail and little fun weapons, electrical effects. Nope, I gotta lock all this in first. We already got a sword here. We don't need another one here. We'll have more stuff here. Something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ninjas. I don't know if it's a ninja horde or not, but a ninja lanch. You can always have, yeah. The pages you were working on last time with the mojo looking character. Oh, I finished that. Did I? Oh yeah, I think I finished that. Let's see. I think that, yeah, that should be in my binder with Professor Prompt. That's who that character is. And yes, he is very, after I sort of like designed him, I realized he was very mojo. Even though I hadn't looked at a mojo in a comic book since I was a kid. I guess it stuck with me. I definitely didn't start out going, oh, that guy needs to look like Mojo. Here he is. It's not too much glare, maybe like that. I posted the finished, version online, so you don't have any of the blue lines. But this is what it looks like, Yeah, I see. There's a big double splash page in front before this one that I can't fit in this book. It's not here, but yeah. And then this page will be actually, is it this page and then there's a turn? No, this is the turn, and then this page will be him talking some more and going, doing his evil person plan and going that and basically annoying the two main characters. And then when you turn that page, there'll be another big double page splash. Yeah, I like detail. Folks like the detail. And that is not a lot of detail. Let's be honest. Like, for me, anyway. Like, this piece here was supposed to be like, yeah, there was going to be a lot of details in the sense of a lot of characters, but because of the whiteout effect, it was supposed to be not too detailed. It was going to be like a, I don't know, a practice in that. But, yeah, the detail happened. I can't help it. Time for a cold beverage. Let's see here. Oh, well, thanks. Sizes that the binders, it's for 11 by 17s. You can get them as, I think they're on 3-packs on Amazon. They're super cheap. I think the 3-pack is like, oh man, when I bought it, it was like 18 or 19 bucks. They might be $23, $24 now. But, you know, they're basic. And, oh, I didn't show this to anybody. I didn't brag about this one. But, I ordered a copy of, Battlestar Barbarian. And he sent a signed copy, and he also included this a pretty amazing sketch of a character called Uzi Priest. I don't know about you guys, but I wanna see more about Uzi Priest. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, but yeah, these are on Amazon and they're cheap. And if you just put them in your cart and watch them, they'll go on sale and probably drop below 20 bucks for a pack of 3. Yeah, they come in this box. I think there's 2 more in here. Yeah, this is them. There's the barcode. Premium Art Portfolio 3-pack 11 by 17 presentation book. Professional display book for artists and creatives. Made in China. Okay, in the house. Hey, yeah, it was really cool for them to send a sketch like that to promote their first, that first book, and it's a fun read. What do you think's going to happen with the third-eyed mutants that want the baby? You think that's going to just turn into a slaughter marauder fest, or is that the baby going to be like their new god? Like, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen there? Which way is he going with it? All right, back to ninjas in the snow. Maybe that is, now that I think about it, this looks like Wolverine versus a Hand or a Conan piece, but I think its core inspiration is Leonardo versus the Foot, when he's all alone fighting the Foot Clan. That series of pages, I guess they stuck with me. Left an impression. We definitely need some, looking at it on the screen, we need some more ninja stuff happening here. So get this guy. So we could do this guy's this. Put some more weapons up here. Okay. Four-pack 32. Yeah, see, and then they last forever. They're plastic. They feel kind of like light and thin, but man, they are, after putting a bunch of pages into one of them, I love it. I'm glad I picked one up. It keeps the 11 by 17, like the good stuff, protected. All right, time to change it up. My brain wants to do arrows, so we're doing some arrows. Mhm. Oh, sweet Zipatones. Man, I was so tempted when I was in Japan to pick up a big pack of Zipatones, and I didn't do it because that's like a whole nother, because I use Photoshop so I can fake it, but that's a whole nother level of like fun that I'm just not prepared for yet. But I've seen some guys work with that in that traditional way, and it's pretty incredible. And, uh, my hat's off to anybody doing traditional Zipatones because it really does look amazing, especially the gray, the gradients to get those like subtle, like this picture could use subtle Zipatones. It'd be like a hell of a exercise in Zipatones, but man, that's awesome that you use that. Maybe one day. Okay, that's enough arrows for now. I'll just finish them. Yeah, no, 100%. I think if I was to want that effect, if I was going to do some like serious manga, like black and white manga, oh, you can't fake the Zipatones. Or you better get really good or get the good, don't just use the free stuff from Photoshop and like get the good Zipatone packs. But yeah, and it's an art form all in itself, like inking or like doing ink washes and stuff. It's a whole thing. And again, I'm always envious of people who do really beautiful Zipatone gradient stuff. It's amazing. Okay, now we need a few ninja stars in here. Okay, so this guy can finish his thing. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. Definitely need something. So I guess it could be another one of those. There we go. Oh yeah. Where in Okinawa do you get art supplies like that? I mean, in Tokyo and Kyoto, it's easy to find, but in Okinawa, like even like I know there's probably good manga shops and stuff like that, but because that's where I found a whole like Zipatone rack was just in a bookstore, like one of those big multi-level department stores, and I don't think it was Shibuya. It was I can't remember the area, but it has a big market, and it was one of the train stations. in the basement, and it was like a 7-story, basically a mall. And on the 3rd or 4th floor, there was a bookstore, and I picked up some manga there. Well, yeah, you got to get into the. And admittedly, a lot of manga like leans heavily into the grays and zipatones and fades to the point where it kind of looks a little like eh, but when it's done right, it's beautiful. Like, but yeah, I myself prefer the traditional Western style of like black and white, and my grays done with rendering and just like lots of ink work versus shading, as you would call. I don't know, but so I'm with you on that one. Okay. In Naha, there's a huge art store. See, and I was right in the middle of Naha, right across from the taco rice house, and I didn't even hit it. We had so much crap to do. I was more worried about getting on the beach and relaxing. But by the time I got to Okinawa, it was a long trip. Fun, but long trip. We were down there south of Nanjo City in the Chinen area, right there on the beach, and there was nobody. Just me and my wife. Like zero, like for hours. There was nobody on this big, beautiful beach. Picked up all these shells. It was incredible. I brought them. I brought a whole little suitcase full of seashells home. What else could be up there? Add more swords, right? Kill any of the ancient horseshoe crab guys? No. Ancient horseshoe crab guys? No. We did have a rescue mission where we had to return a hermit crab back to the ocean. We went down there one day and we did collect family members and collected seashells, and one of my cousins picked up a seashell and didn't realize there was a hermit crab in it until we got back to the where we were staying. So we made him a little habitat in a cup with some sand and little spritz of water and covered him up. And then the next day, during our trip to just me and my wife's trip to the beach, we took him all the way back down there and let him go right where we got him. And he was a very happy little hermit crab. I felt good about that. So I didn't feel bad about bringing some seashells home after that. I figured it was some, goodwill karma. Oh no, we didn't see anything like that, man. The only thing I saw on the beach was hermit crabs. That was it. There was millions of them, but I did find a piece of broken. I'll tell you what. It won't take me 5 minutes, but I'll put this up just in case. I'll be right back. I'll show you what I grabbed on the beach of Okinawa. Okay. Let's take a break from the art for a second. Put this over here somewhere safe. All right, Endraven's Okinawa beach combing show and tell time. How about that, huh? You too can go to Okinawa and get cool stuff, I'm sure. Let's see. Okay. I found this little bait case or whatever it is on the beach. So, here we go. All kinds of stuff. The only piece of coral I brought back, because it was everywhere, but I felt bad about bringing coral back, so I only got that one. And a ton of these little seashells. That piece of a roof tile that had been rolling around out there so long that it was a smooth stone. All these pretty little different shells. And these guys, which are really cool. Just laying on the beach. Of course, it was about a week after a typhoon had come through there, and I think it really stirred everything up, and that's why the beach combing was so good. And nobody had gone on this beach. Hardly at all, so all the good stuff was still there. One of these guys. I'm going to make this guy into something. I got 3 of these. I don't know what I'm going to make out of him yet, but he's pretty cool. And a piece of Okinawan pottery that still had the handle on it. Pretty smooth. It's been out there for a minute. I don't know how... They've been making the same pottery, the same... You see the finger marks? The same way for hundreds of years. So I don't know how old this actually is, but it's pretty smooth. But yeah, I knew what it was because it had the little pinched handle. So that made it out there into the ocean. Probably washed down a river during a flood or something. And then the piece de resistance, one of these guys. That was just on the beach. Pretty cool, huh? So I was very happy to grab this guy and bring it back. So anyway, that's my Okinawa beach collection. I'm sure that's why you guys joined the art stream to check that stuff out, but I don't know. It was really fun collecting it. It was a beautiful day. Yeah, I know. That's why I grabbed it, because I was like, man, I'm never going to find that on the beach. You know, they're not that easy to find anymore. They get scooped up if they ever get seen, so I had to grab it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got all kinds of weird stuff. You have no idea. That was just like shells from the beach. Come on, I got way weirder stuff than that. Okay, back to the ninjas. We're almost done here with the composition. There'll be details like arrows and shurikens, but now it's time to really work these guys in, I think. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's just, I'm very object oriented when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like all that's gonna be memory recall stuff for me. Objects hold memories for me. My wife's kind of the opposite. She just that when it comes to things. But I'm a pack rat and I like things. Little update on my Comic-Con trip that's planned to Denver in May. It's actually like the first real Comic-Con I'm gonna attend, and we're gonna go in costume. It'll be fun. But you know, all the Lord of the Rings people are gonna be there, and Simon Bisley and Arthur Adams and In-Hyuk Lee and Frank Cho and a few other, well, actually quite a Jeff Loeb, a bunch of known artists. I'm most excited about Arthur Adams and Bisley, but the frickin' cast of the X-Files is going to be there, including Smoke Show Gillian Anderson, which I had a huge crush on in the 90s when I was a teenager. In fact, I still have her, like a headshot of her, like on right above my drawing table. It's a poster I've always had on the wall of her, and she's like in her Scully getup. And so I'm very excited about that. And I've got like all the X-Files comics, like all of them. So I'm gonna get X-Files #1 signed by Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. And if I can swing it, the Smoking Man and their boss, the character Skinner, that actor is gonna be there. So if I can swing it, I'll get all of them to sign my #1 of X-Files, which would be really awesome. Okay. I need to fix that. You don't like the way that turned out. Better. Yep, getting into the fun stuff here. Surely this thing's not running out already. Hmm. I think this Tombo's giving up on me. They're very sensitive to oils from the hand or any kind of contamination on the page, but maybe my glove's getting dirty, but I don't think so. I think this Tombo's just getting thin. Oh, hey, John. Well, thanks for joining. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, ninjas in the snow, right? That's fun. What are you working on tonight? Guess it's okay to start. Is he going to have electricity here and not here? Would it make more sense to have the electricity here going that way? Both? That'd make the lighting more complicated. Hmm. Hmm. I was leaving for the colors. It'll be fine. All right, I think I'm gonna take a break on this one for now. And we're gonna finish up the stream with Endraven's Comic Con table commission thing. All right, so whoever's still here, within reason, what do I need to draw? So we've had Zorro, Kabuki, was it something Dark Lass, Shadow Lass? I think that was the other one. So what's going to be tonight's commission? Let me get the exclusive high dollar commission pencil out. Where is it? Oh, it's in my living room, but that's okay. I've got this one. Sure. What is this? A 4B? All right. That chick with eye patch and a shotgun. Chick with eye patch and a shotgun? Who? Is this a thing, or you just? I mean, if you're just making it up, I can do that. But is this an established character? Am I missing something here? Is it a comic character? Is it a movie character? Are you mix? Are you talking about like? Are you combining two characters from Kill Bill? The eye patch, shotgun character. Yeah, there's Rooster Cogburn. Hmm. Let me. Wait, is this it? Thriller? It is. They call her One Eye. Thriller. Okay, found it. She has a double-barreled shotgun. She's got a trench coat. Pretty badass looking character, actually. She's pretty tough. I've never heard of this. They call her One Eye. Okay, so she's very 70s. Thriller. They call her One Eye. Let me pull that up so I can get her Thriller. One Eye. Here we go. Okay. It's just like the same two pictures over. There's actually no screenshots from the movie hardly at all. Okay, good enough. Let's do it. Thriller, they call her One Eye. Pretty tough looking chick. All right. One Eye. I know nothing about the story, so I can't really throw any of those kind of details in, but we can definitely draw a badass chick with a shotgun. So I'll draw a lot of eye patches. Right? What's her hair look like? Oh, just really simple. Okay. And she does indeed have a trench coat. All right. Let's break out the. You know what? We're going to use these fancy dancy sketching pens that I found. Because I have a feeling that's what they're going to be best for. Okay, we have multiple thicknesses here, so let's try it. We got a 0.8 here. What's that gonna look like? Oh my God, cross-hatching. What is happening? Good time to practice it, I guess. we can get back into the big pen. We'll use this for yeah, she is totally a fun character. This is like really fun to draw. Since her eye is kind of the focal point, I'll take a second to draw that. Something like that. Almost done. All right, let's get some of these pencil marks. See how this see. I haven't erased over these pins yet, so let's see what happens. Not that bad. Crazy. Here we go. Thriller, they call her One Eye. What do you think? I've never seen the movie, but 2 minutes of googling shouldn't have led me too astray. Eh. That's it. That's it for tonight's stream. That was fun. That's a cool character. I had never heard of that, even with all my weird movie experience. I've never heard of this character, so that was fun. Pretty cool character. But man, thanks for sticking around to the end. That was awesome. It was nice having a couple eyeballs on my work while it's happening. It's always fun. It's inspiring, motivating. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. And great suggestion. That was a fun character to whip up. I'll be signing off soon. Everyone watching, have a great night. Later.